Hey friends, it's Paul at Circular Motion bringing you another video. I hope you're all well. If you're new, welcome. Thank you for joining me. If you like what you see, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe down below and tickle the old notification bell. That would be amazing. If you're returning back, thank you very much also. It's great that you enjoy what I do enough to come back and listen to me waffle on for 15 minutes or so again. So I do appreciate it. Thank you. So a lot going on in the world. I'm not going to talk about politics, but fuck Putin. And Zelensky is a legend, and that's it. So without further ado, we're all here to talk about records, so let's talk about records. I have some albums to go through with you. Those of you that watch regularly will know that I was recently generously gifted my dad's record collection, and I'm slowly working my way through that, listening to everything. And he's got some killers in there, and he's got some donkeys too. Sorry, Dad. But I'm going to share a mixed bag today, and we'll jump straight in with this bad boy. So when I was like going through everything and I pulled this out, I thought this was, because I'm not really au fait with ELO. I just remember the hits sort of back in the day when I was a kid. So Mr. Blue Sky is probably the biggest one that I remember. Wild West Hero, and that one about Horace Wimp. I remember that one. There is an embarrassing story that I could tell you about that, but I'm not going to. But anyway, here is the Out of the Blue album. It's a double album. This is an original pressing from 1977. It's got some great artwork by Shisei Nagaoki. I think that's how you pronounce it. But anyway, it's really, really cool artwork there. It's your typical kind of 70s out there stuff, and I really like it. It does say portraits were taken by somebody somewhere, but I haven't seen any actual portraits anywhere on the artwork. So yeah, but anyway, yeah, all music by Jeff Lynne, produced by Jeff Lynne, and it does sound phenomenal. That's the one thing that when I put it on, I was kind of fingers crossed, please be good, and it does sound really, really nice. It's a double album, and I thought it was going to be a greatest hits album. I wasn't aware that it was actually a studio album. So yeah, 4 sides of greatness really. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 tracks. So, that is brilliant, really. And those 17 tracks include Sweet Talking Woman, Mr. Blue Sky, of course, and Wild West Hero. And yeah, it is a great album on the Jet label. If you get a chance to catch up with this, I thoroughly recommend it. Don't know if it's been reissued or not, but you should probably be able to pick up a copy for about 20-25 quid, original pressing. Okay, so that's that one. I'll stick that one out of the way. So from the good to the not so good, but not necessarily bad. Almond and Woman. So yeah, if my dad said it wasn't a brilliant album, I don't think he was really that impressed with it. Obviously that's Cher on the front cover there, Cher Allman at the time, Mrs. Allman, so it's kind of like you don't need me to tell you, but it's a play on words, Almond and Woman, All Man and Woman, or Almond and Woman, anyway. I love Making Love to You, Love Me, Shadow Dream Song, Island, Infinite Night, Do What You Got to Do, We're Gonna Make It, You've Really Got a Hold on Me. It's basically just like a smoochy love letter from one to the other. Cher's lead vocals with Allman. There's quite an impressive list of musicians that have come on there, and there's it's pretty impressive lineup there. But it's just not a great album. It sounds really nice, don't get me wrong, it does sound really nice, but it's not an album that I can see I'm going to play a lot of. But, it is what it is. It's a nice cover, actually. Except he looks like he's about to turn into Teen Wolf there with those bugger grips on the side of his face. So, that's that one. Oh, that is an original 77 pressing as well. And like most of my dad's records, it sounds like it was brand new. Because he's anal about looking after stuff like I am, this kind of stuff. So from the good to the not so good to the pretty bad, really, Gordon Lightfoot. And this is Sundow, and this is an original 1974 pressing that I think my dad's got this from a second-hand shop by the looks of it, because it's a bit tacky, and it says Nigel Woodhead 74 on the back of it, and then he's written, I don't know what that's supposed to be. On each song there, you can kind of see he's written some numbers after it. I'm not sure whether they're like out of, like scores. 1 2 2 5 1 3 2 3 2 2 2 4 1 5 2 1 1 1 1 4. They're almost like football scores. I don't know, but yeah, it's just, I don't know. I've never really heard of Gordon Lightfoot until I got this. So, and then I said to my dad, what is that? And he said, yeah. He said he was pretty underwhelmed by it too. There was a track that he said is that track on it, and I can't even remember what that track is. I think that's maybe why he maybe had a great track out at one point that my dad liked. And then, but Dad, if you're watching, tell me down below in the comments. Tell everybody why you bought this. Enlighten us. Thank you. But yeah, it's an album that I can pretty much guarantee I will never listen to again now I've played it. But it'll be in there. It's in the collection, and it makes the shelves look nice. Moving quickly on, back up to the good again. So this is a beauty. My dad's got quite a few compilation albums actually, and they are really, really good. I shared with you the Most collection the other week. That was a really good one. He's got quite a few that I'll be going through. This one is no exception. So the best of the nice, the Small Faces, Humble Pie, Eric Clapton and John Miles. So that last bit they are, playing together. Or no, they're not. They've just put everything on one page, so I'm lying there. So in terms of the Eric Clapton stuff, we've got John Miles and the Bruise Breakers, Eric Clapton and Jimmy Page, Eric Clapton, John Miles and the Bruise Breakers, Eric Clapton and Jimmy Page. Yeah, so that's quite cool. There's quite a few Clapton Page tracks on there. What I really like about this album is the nice. They were like a prog rock band. It's got America adapted from West Side Story, which is, and I put it on because I was at work. I work from home, so I put it on to listen to, and then that kind of came on. I thought it can't be right, and checked it out, and yeah, sure enough. Then we've got Brandenburger and Hang On to a Dream. For the Small Faces, we've got Itchy Coo Park, Tin Soldier, Lazy Sunday, The Universal, Afterglow of Your Love, and Wham Bam, Thank You Ma'am. And then for Humble Pie, we've got Natural Born Bugle, or Bugey, that's an I there. The Sad Bag of Shaky Jake, which is a fantastic title. Safe as Yesterday Is, Alabama 69, Wrist Job, and Cold Lady. This album there's not a bad track on this album. It is a cracker. It's a gatefold, it's a double album. There is lots of stuff about each band sort of written there. Just plain old white inner sleeves. But what's interesting about this is it's a German-only pressing. As you can see there, Site 2, Site 4, Site 3, Site 1. Everything else is in English apart from the actual where it says what side it is. And this was only released in Germany, so I'm not quite sure how my dad got this. So again, Dad, if you want to jump in the comments down below and just let everyone know where you got this from, that would be spiffing. But yeah, it is a great album, and it sounds really, really good. And that's what kind of blows me away is a lot of these really old albums. I mean, that one is from 1970, so that one's only 3 years younger than I am, and it sounds better than some records that I actually went out and bought back in the 80s. Records that I've got over there, it is amazing. There's great definition, there's great like frequency range on there. It does sound really good. So moving on then, 2 more to go. Sticking with the relatively good, Cream and Goodbye Cream with a nice gatefold sleeve. It's a single album, and those are just song titles there on the gravestones. This is isn't Ginger Baker just one of the ugliest men that ever sat behind a drum kit? I'm sorry, Ginger, rest in peace. But anyway, it's a mixed bag. It's some live tracks and some studio tracks. So live tracks are I'm So Glad, Politician and Sitting on Top of the World. Then we've got Badge doing that Scrapyard thing and What a Bring Down, recorded in the studio. And the live tracks have kind of got that 60s kind of live sound to them, whereas they've just like stuck a microphone like above the auditorium and just recorded it. But even this sounds better than that Queen album Live Around the World, which I will never stop slagging off because it is just dreadful. I say Queen, it should be called What's Left of Queen with Adam Lambert. But anyway, this is an original 69 pressing, and it's not that hard to find. I don't think you should be able to pick up a copy on eBay maybe, but yeah, it is worth a listen. Definitely, it did. The studio tracks, Badge in particular, sounds phenomenal. You know, I mean, I'm saying that Ginger Baker is ugly, but he was a phenomenal drummer, and Clapton obviously was he was all right. You know, he was a relatively decent guitarist. Actually, I saw him live a couple of years ago before the pandemic hit with my dad in Hyde Park, and he was good. He did a good show. Highlight of the night was him and Santana kind of doing a duet because Santana was on before him, and then before him was Steve Winwood. So it was quite an old man kind of rock night. It was decent, except Eric Clapton was kind of dressed like, you know, your dad. No offense, Dad. Anyway, last one of the day, because my dad's going to clip my ear next time I see him. This bad boy. So I've got to say, most of my dad's records are, not most of them, because there was like 300 altogether roughly, but a large portion of them are Rolling Stones, because he's always been a massive Stones fan. I remember as a kid, just little things you remember. I remember Trout Mask Replica. I remember being scared shitless of Dark Side of the Moon. I remember Hendrix. I remember Atlantic Crossing, strangely. I remember just that Rod Stewart album where he's like stepping over stuff. And I remember Sticky Fingers, which sadly he isn't in the collection anymore. There was some hoo-ha and some records went missing, sadly, over the years. But he got this one, and he must have got this one in 2005 when it came out, because that's when it was released. And all power to me dad for buying vinyl back then, because it was not something that I was really thinking about. And it's a double album, except it's one album's worth of songs on 2 discs, which makes it even better, because it sounds absolutely amazing. It really does sound good. And what surprised me, because I've never been like a massive Stones fan, and so listening to my dad's records has been a real eye-opener for me. A couple of weeks ago I listened to their Satanic Majesty's Request, which blew me away, and it blew me away when I realised it was a mono recording, because it sounded so exceptional. And this sounds absolutely brilliant, but the songs are really good. I was thinking, this is just going to be like really run-of-the-mill, boring. But wow, there's quite a wide selection of musical styles going on there, and you know they sound. I've got to say, for the age that they were then, because they weren't young men then, they sound fresh. It's a fresh sounding album. So all power to Mick and the boys. Again, you know, it is a double album. There's not much by way of art, but I do like that funky tongue there. And it's Bigger Bang. I don't think I've said that. Rolling Stones, A Bigger Bang. There is no track listing on the outside, but we've got Streets of Love, Back of My Hand, She saw me come in. Biggest mistake. It really annoys me the way they've got no bloody spaces in between anything. Rough Justice, Let Me Down Slow, I Won't Take Long. Story of, that's the title of my sex tape. Rain Fall Down. Let's have a look. I'll put that one back in there. Now, I actually inboxed my dad and he said, oh, yeah, it's good, but it's not as good as Dirty Work. So Dirty Work's in there, so I'll be working my way towards that one. So we've got This Place Is Empty, Oh No, Not You Again, Dangerous Beauty, Laugh I Nearly Died, Sweet Neocon, Look What the Cat Dragged In, and it's not a cover of the Poison song, Driving Too Fast, and Infamy. Infamy, they've all got it in for me. But yeah, so that's that for this week. Again, another lightning tour, because I don't want to bore you. I'm sure you've all got better things to do than listen to me waffle on about records. But yeah, again, that is an original pressing, and it seems to be quite sought after, actually, because at the medium range it's 60 quid on Discogs, and at the top end it's 140. Not that, you know, as I said a few weeks back when I started going through these, not that I'm ever, even that Golden Life one, I'm not ever going to sell any of these, because they're, you know, they were my dad's. So I'm going to treasure them forever, except the pile that are behind me, and I'll get to those at some point. But some of them he got from his brother-in-law, because I'm pretty certain that he didn't buy Harry Seacombe or Perry Como. But again, Dad, if you're there and you're watching, just, you know, tell the truth. No judgment, I promise. Anyway, so that's it for now. Again, thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button, and if you are new, please subscribe. I think I'm at 86 subscribers now, which is absolutely amazing. I know some people have been doing it for about the same amount of time, and they've got like 4 or 5 times that, but that even one person, you know, subscribed is a massive thrill. That 86 people have subscribed is absolutely brilliant. So thank you ever so much. There'll be another video coming out in a few days looking at some 7-inch singles, because I've got loads of those to go through as well. So but until then, take care, stay safe, and keep listening to records. See you soon.